Counselor? There's a raccoon stuck in the vending machine.
That's so annoying. I wanted a snack.
Welcome to Trail Mix.
Our mini episodes from Camp Counselors podcast.
Each week, the stories come from you, our Camp Shady Birch campers.
We want to hear your juicy gossip,
Top secret confessions,
embarrassing and scary stories,
and sprinkle in our sage counselor advice.
Trail Mix is for the campers.
And God, do we love ya.
Hey, happy campers.
Welcome back to Trail Mix.
This is our mini episode where we read listener-submitted stories brought to you by listeners like you.
Thank you.
How was everybody's Thanksgiving? Well, if you are here in America, did you miss us on Wednesday? Because we missed you. But we are back with a fantastic Trail Mix episode. And speaking of Thanksgiving, every year my friends like to do a little Friendsgiving situation, and we usually go to my friend Sam's mountain house in the Poconos in Pennsylvania. But this year things changed kind of quickly.
Yeah, they got a little sticky on the way up.
Yeah, I get a text. We're on our way, and the text says that a tree is down and the power is out in the mountains, and it's cold. It is cold up there, and in New York, it wasn't even snowing. It was like a little gray.
No, but it was blistering up there. It was a blizzard. And not only was a tree out by their house, it was out in the entire town of Howley, Pennsylvania. Yeah. That's where we're staying. The entire town was out. And on like the app or the website from the power company, it said that power was not going to be restored until 11 p.m. on Saturday. And when we got this text, we were already halfway through Manhattan on our way upstate. And it was Friday at noon. So that was going to eat up the entire weekend.
Right. And then it was kind of like, I don't know if anybody would be able to go. So we were playing the waiting game for a little bit. You and I, and we always have fun, like no matter what we're doing.
Oh my God, we love a strip mall. And that's what we did. We pulled over at a random plaza in the middle of New Jersey.
Yeah, we were farting around the Barnes and Noble, picking up books, putting them down with no intentions of ever buying them.
That's not true. I made Jonathan walk around the entire store and show me which books he wanted, and I took pictures of all of them because in about 1 week from today when we record this, I'm going to get texts from your mother and your brother and your friends. What do I get Jonathan for Christmas? And I have no idea because I don't even know what to get you for Christmas. So I took pictures of books to tell them to get you.
That is so smart. I hate to be one person, but like, I don't know. I don't want anything. I don't need anything. Like, I really don't. Like, what?
No, it's
what
a cute sentiment, but
need?
it's the most obnoxious thing to hear.
And I know that
at the holidays, it's like, oh, great that you're so bashful and you don't need anything, but then you're putting me in the position to have to come up with your list and my list.
Well, if you just head on over to uncommongoods.com/camp, you can get 15% off your first gift. I don't think they're sponsoring this episode, but
no
you can use that code. Okay?
No free promo. What are you doing?
But I never know what I need. So that's good. That's very thoughtful that you're doing that because there are a number of books that I need to be reading, most of which are from Ms. Frida McFadden. But anyway, you actually ended up finding an elite Airbnb that did accept dogs and seemed to be open day of.
The way that Airbnb has never worked with me is crazy because I have stayed in like scores of Airbnbs.
It's true.
More than 10, more than 20, and multiples of 20. I'm always booking an Airbnb. I love Airbnbs. And I felt bad because I thought that your friends didn't know what to do in the moment. They were kind of playing the waiting game and everyone had all this food prepared for the entire weekend, like beautiful dinners and games aplenty. And I wasn't going to let a little snow get in our way of some fun. So yeah, I found an Airbnb in Poconos Pines.
Yeah, it was a really cute place, really beautiful. And we were driving up there and we're still like 20 minutes away from the house and there's not an inch of snow on the ground. I'm like, what is all the hullabaloo about? And I don't know where it came from, but it came out of nowhere. We kept driving and all of a sudden there was snow already on the ground and it was like blizzarding.
It's the altitude.
It must be the altitude. I wonder how high up that is.
It had that snow where it freezes to the branches of the trees. So it was stunning. It was gorgeous. It was a great weekend. I like that your friends this year did a little shift to the menu and we didn't do Thanksgiving food because sometimes I feel like it's a little overkill because you do all this like fun Jubilee activity with your friends and then it's time for actual Thanksgiving and you're like, wait, like I don't want a redo of turkey. So this year we just did classic foods. We did baked ziti. We did Caesar salad. We did meatballs.
Mm-hmm.
We did breakfast casseroles.
We did chilies. It was good. everybody else was on the same page with you with not wanting to do Thanksgiving food. And I was just one of the silent many who, I don't know, I love Thanksgiving food. I love the sides. I could eat it whenever.
I do too, but I don't need it 5 days after.
I guess that is true. Like,
And you know what? Your mom's going to appreciate that because I'm going to go in there with a hungry tummy ready for her homemade stuffing.
Yeah.
And I won't tell her this, but she knows I love stovetop. And I know she won't do a stovetop. She will make one from scratch, and I'm sure it will be delicious. But my basic palate is perfectly fine with the boiling water and set it and forget it for 5 minutes and fork it and fluff it.
It is so good. And you know what, campers, you can have stuffing year round.
I do. I have it all year round.
Truly. If you're craving it one day, cheap as chips too. Get it right from the store, from the market. From the local grocer.
I hope your mom does canned cranberry sauce.
Oh, she will.
Good.
She'll either do canned cranberry sauce. She'll do either both or just the canned.
I don't ever want whole cranberries. I like the jellied straight from the can, preferably in the disc shape. Sometimes people try to cut it up and make it look different. And I say, why? Why are we playing a game of mystery? Cranberry.
You want to see the spine of the tin.
Speaking of that, Ocean Spray was supposed to let me visit the cranberry bogs this year. I got an email about that this summer and that fell through. Ocean Spray.
Hello?
I'm a little upset. I've been waiting to wear those galoshes all year.
Maybe they got bogged down with other work.
Oh my God, you clever girl.
Yeah, but no, Friendsgiving was so fun. It was a really great time. Wish you could have been there. That would have been a packed house. But let's have our own little post-Thanksgiving Friendsgiving right here. With a delicious, nutritious episode of Trail Mix.
'Tis the season. What stories you got for us today?
Okay, so I've got a story about a camper in a bank lobby boxing match.
I have a camper with a story about a shot ski that sent the night downhill.
And a shocking story that came from the attic.
Let's get into it.
This is a really big secret. Thank God we're on a body of water. This is Confession Canoe.
Welcome back to Confession Canoe, campers. Get in and get out. We're confessing. Okay, this is a safe space. Here we go. Hello, camp counselors. In 2017, I was a 20-year-old girl living life on the edge. This particular day, I was running a few errands. My first stop, the bank. Driving in my car, I was blaring Redbone by Childish Gambino, trying to raise the vibrations. Those vibes did in fact shift rather quickly when I realized I was being tailgated by a 94 Buick Century behind me.
What is it, a Buick or a Puick?
Buick.
It sounded like you said Puick, and it made me think of pubic.
Ew, it might as well be a 94 Buick Century behind me.
Ew.
Nasty. I hate when people are tailgating. It stresses me the fuck out.
I know. Well, in that case, I say get over.
Get over.
Let the winners pass.
And then our camper went on to say they started honking. So it's like, okay, let's add to the stress here. When they passed me, naturally, I flipped them off.
Good for you.
I parked my car in the bank parking lot and walked in to fill out my deposit slip. I feel like gone are the days of filling out the deposit slip.
Gone are the days of visiting a physical bank location.
I have to visit the bank, and I have to visit them soon. Who else is going to wish them a Merry Christmas? Suddenly, I felt the strong grip of a man on my shoulder.
A physical assault?
But this wasn't a man. This was an elderly woman. She grabs my hand and twists my wrists. Ouch, it really hurt. She said, I will break all of your fingers. Don't ever flip me off. Before I could process what was happening, this old rickety hag starts punching. This woman is coming in guns blazing.
Oh, police would have been called immediately and I would have had assault. Yeah, and guess what? She's spending the night in the slammer and that would have been a really fun 88th birthday for her. What?
Have you ever had somebody follow you into a store before like that?
No.
I did. One time it was at a Wawa. I was driving through Westchester and they have like one-way streets. They're like 2 lanes, but one way. And I didn't know that. I just got off the highway and I was pulling left into Wawa. So I didn't see any cars coming the other way, because it wasn't really a busy street, but there was a car going the same direction in the left lane, but I thought it would. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
I'm understanding, yes.
And I turned left and I cut them off, and that's when I realized, oh shit, this is a one-way.
Mm-hmm.
And the lady followed me into Wawa and started screaming at me. Like literally screaming. And I was like, I'm not from here. I am sorry. Also, I hadn't driven in like 2 years. So I was like, I'm sorry. I literally thought it was a 2-way. I learned my lesson. Apologies. She would not stop. She followed me to checkout.
Wow.
I was going to start throwing punches, but I wouldn't. Never. So this rickety old hag starts punching and her hits are strong. Everyone in the bank is watching, but no one is helping. That's what I'm like. We're in a bank. Like this is you press that crazy little button under the counter and cops show up. Like why did nobody do that at this point? You know?
Mm-hmm. Everyone's got that. What's that theory?
Oh yeah, where everybody's
Bystander theory. No one jumps in.
No, hey campers, jump in. If you see something, say something. I panic. I say, "You're crazy. Get off of me!" And I push her back hard. She barely moves. I'm telling you, this old woman is strong. Honestly, good for her.
It's Sue from Survivor.
God, Sue.
Sue's a beast, and she's saying she's 40, but Sue, I love you, but no one's believing that you're 40.
No, she also just rinse your face, Sue. She always has like sand on her face.
I know.
Like,
Sue is covered in mud at tribal council, and it's like, girl, the ocean is right there. A little splash of water would make you look a lot more presentable.
And I get it. It's Survivor, but
It's
nobody else has dirt on their face.
It's just Sue every single episode. Sorry.
Okay. Everyone in the bank is watching, but no one is helping. Oh, I already said that part. She literally punched me multiple times and then left the vicinity. What the fuck does one do in this situation? I still had to make a deposit. So I awkwardly get in line and I see myself in the camera. I'm ashamed. My hair was messed up. The collar of my shirt was stretched out. This was like a full-on altercation. This is not okay, camper. You should have absolutely called the cops. Also, they have the footage.
They have the footage.
Run that footage back. I held my head high, got that money, and left my credit union. And nobody did a thing. Yeah, and thank you for reading my confession canoe. This is one of the only times I was ever beaten up. And whenever I go to the bank, I laugh a little because it's like it was a fever dream. However, it was very real. Love the pod. You guys got me through a very rough pregnancy / postpartum journey. # strong mama. Hell yes. I hope this can make you or at least somebody laugh. In the very least, serve as a reminder to not road rage too hard. Stay safe out there. Signed, the girl hiding from the elderly in cabin 70.
I don't think you road raged too hard. I think you gave a warranted middle finger, and she is an animal, and she should be put down.
No, I think she might have been talking about like the lady was road raging. Some people just drive around with a chip on their shoulder, and that's scary.
I know. It's like, don't be a victim. Like, get over yourself. You're good.
Seriously.
I, too, have a confession canoe.
Oh.
Here we go. Hello, my favorite counselors.
Hello.
I have quite the story for you. I don't know if this is a confession canoe or a scary story, but it's sure to make you laugh. 5 years ago, my then boyfriend and I were in a peak wedding going season. The setting of this story starts at a wedding in the early afternoon. Our plan all along was to go out to a bar after the wedding later that night. The bar we ended up going to had a ski room where patrons could do shot skis. The place was tastefully decorated with icicles, and I had never seen anything like this. Obviously, I got caught up in the moment and had a few too many. A few hours later, my boyfriend and I stumbled back to our hotel where I passed out. Yeah, when I'm in a themed bar, I do tend to drink a little more because I'm just excited.
Yeah, no,
energy is high.
It's the lights, it's the glitter, it's the shot skis.
Yeah.
We didn't do a shot ski this Friendsgiving.
Well, do we usually do a shot ski at Friendsgiving?
I think so.
I don't think they have one.
Oh, what am I thinking of?
I think you're just thinking of cabin, and you're thinking of ski, and you're thinking of alcohol.
Yeah. No, I think we did one last year, but anyway, that's besides the point. Those are messy. Nobody wants to talk about how shot skis are messy, but
I'm short, so I always end up on top.
Okay.
Because I think the tall people are the ones that are the real victims because they can't get that arch. But for me, I'm always perfectly level.
You are always arching. That's what we say.
The next morning, we were so hungover, which sucked because we were supposed to go to my parents' house. And as we were gathering our things in the room, I noticed an extra set of bed sheets on the lounge chair. When I asked my boyfriend about it, he said he wasn't sure why it was there. But y'all, he was acting so weird, and I didn't know why. When we went to check out, he put on a baseball hat and a hoodie, somewhat hiding his face from everyone. Weird.
Cheater.
In the car on the way to my parents' house, the weird vibes continued. No, this is sus. This is scary. My mind starts racing. Had we gotten in a blackout fight and he slept in the chair? We were not that kind of couple, but I couldn't be sure. I kept questioning him, asking what's wrong, for the whole hour-and-a-half ride before he finally filled me in on what happened with our evening. When we got back to the hotel, my boyfriend took a shower and came back into the room without getting dressed, thinking he was going to get lucky. So, no. But I was asleep and was not going to wake up anytime soon. So my boyfriend got into bed naked and went to sleep. At some point in the middle of the night, he needed to go to the bathroom, but was a bit disoriented from all the shots. He opened the bathroom door, which slammed shut pretty heavy behind him. That's when he snapped into reality. My boyfriend was not in the bathroom. He was in the hotel lobby. I'm sorry, the hotel hallway. Imagine.
Oh my God, he just
Lobby access.
Hi. Someone said that. Oh my God.
Get a warm chocolate chip cookie from the front desk. Nude.
Gross. No, hey. In my head, I want to be like, that could never be me. But there was one time on the cruise. Now, I do feel like cruises are different because it's like the doors look very similar on a cruise and they're right next to each other. And sometimes in a hotel, you know, you have that crazy latch thing, which should be on, by the by. There was one time when we were on the cruise when I went to go to the bathroom and I reached for the normal door.
This could never be me.
You say that.
I know it. I'm a lot of things, but I don't think I would reach for the hotel door. But this has happened before in the show. This isn't the first time we've read a story like this.
Yeah, no, I think it's more common than we think. Does anybody out there work at a hotel and has seen something like this?
Oh, I'm sure we had some great hotel stories from our campers.
So now he's just butt naked.
Well, according to him, he knocked on the door, but I was out. So there he stood in the hotel hall, butt-ass naked. He didn't remember what happened next, but what he did remember was being woken up by the housekeeping lady poking him with a broom. Oh, wait. So apparently this man has just given up. He said, I'm out and I'm just going to lay down like a little cat in front of a fireplace and wait for mama to open the door.
Under fluorescence?
Yeah, that's how drunk he was, where he was able to like, I would be so sobered up by this experience if this did happen to me that there's no way I would be able to like lay down and admit defeat.
No, never. Also, do you think she's poking him with the handle or with the bristles? I'm thinking the dirty bristles.
Yeah, well, at this point, does it really matter?
I guess that's true.
I would go to the elevator and hit the like emergency button.
Yeah, or just start like doing jumping jacks by the camera to be like, help, help, help.
They usually have a little phone by the elevators.
Yeah, keeping landlines.
I wouldn't go to the
business.
lobby.
No, you can't.
And you can't go to the broom closet because those are always locked.
Or you literally just keep pounding on the door. But odds are a neighbor's going to wake up first. But then you can ask that neighbor, be like, hi, can I steal your robe? I'm so sorry.
Oh my God, yes. Ask for a robe and then ask for clarification.
Yeah, because then you can go to the lobby. There we go. Bing, bing, bing. If you're ever in this situation, just remember this episode.
Well, the housekeeper then handed him a bed sheet to cover himself and asked him what room he was staying in. They used their universal key to open a room and asked him to show proof with his driver's license that he was in the right place. The kind woman then requested that he stayed in the room the rest of the night. Meanwhile, our camper is just dead asleep during this whole interaction.
Wait, that seems a little spooky though.
What's
like,
spooky about it?
What if it was a random naked man who just like wasn't even staying at the hotel?
Well, that's why they asked for the license.
Oh, I guess that's true.
Of course. It still astonishes me that I heard absolutely none of this in the middle of the night because I was usually a light sleeper. That's not true about yourself. So I know you think that about yourself, but like you cannot have a story like this in your life and ever call yourself a light sleeper again because you're not. And that's okay, but you're not.
Come to terms with that.
A few years later, we ended up at another wedding. Our own. Yes, I ended up marrying the naked hotel hallway man.
Cute.
We now have 2 kids, and I make sure to lock him in our hotel room with all the extra bolts when we are on vacation.
There you go. That's one way to do it.
Love. Camper and her naked boo in cabin 2.
Cute. I'm glad you married naked hotel man. That's cute.
Yeah, that's called trauma bonding.
Scary stories around the campfire.
Welcome back to Scary Stories Around the Campfire, campers. This is the part of the show where we read either embarrassing stories or truly terrifying stories. This one is the latter. So let's get into it. Hi, counselors.
Hi.
My scary story still haunts me to this day. It's a horrendous chain of events that started with a bang. To preface, growing up, we lived in my great-grandparents' home that was built in the early 1900s. It was a house that people would feel a weird presence in, definitely haunted. But that's a whole other scary story for a whole other day. Prior to moving in, my parents had the house gutted and renovated, but left some of the original ceilings and windows. Yes, question?
I just thought of something.
Yeah.
And I don't mean to interrupt, but if your house is haunted and you renovate it, do they stay?
Well, yeah, because they're like, oh, we love what you did with the place.
I know, but it's like, how do they even feel comfortable in a home that they don't recognize? Like, how can you haunt a home you don't recognize?
I heard somewhere, I think it was Tumblr, that ghosts can go through walls and shit but the reason that they can go through walls is because the layout of the house has changed. So like in their dimension, they still see the house how it was when they passed.
Oh, so they can't even appreciate the new linoleum.
Exactly. Ain't that a shame?
Ain't that a shame? Okay. Thank you for answering.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense.
And that's a fact. So don't even bother looking that up. You heard it here first. Okay. It was a very old, very creepy house, but we loved the history of it. At the time, my sister, who was 7 years younger than me, always got her way. And every time, my parents made me oblige her requests. Whenever she wanted to play, I was expected to drop what I was doing and go along with whatever she wanted. That's so annoying, especially like 7 years younger. That's annoying. One particular day, my sister was being extra annoying and wanted to play, but I did not. I had enough, and I ran to my parents' room, locking the door behind me. I laid on their bed, reading the Babysitter's Club, book number 17, Mary Ann's Bad Luck Mystery, while my annoying little sister banged on the door to let her in. The power in the house flickered, and that's when I felt it. My very own bad luck mystery. Something wet and thick began dripping on my head. I looked up, and it dripped on my face and into my mouth. I jumped up screaming and saw there was a yellow liquid on the bed dripping from the original wood ceiling. So the ceiling is kind of like planked, almost like rafters, like exposed.
I'm freaking out if you can't see the camera. I hate this.
I ran out of the room and into the bathroom, screaming for my mom while violently rinsing out my mouth. My parents came running. After seeing the liquid dripping, my dad and my brother made a beeline for the attic entry. And that's when he saw it. A giant possum had bit an electrical wire and shocked itself, urinating through the ceiling my great-grandpa had built with his own hands.
What? What?
I began...
Possum piss?
Possum piss, babe. Can you believe?
What are the chances? That is crazy. Possum piss to the face in mommy daddy bed?
And the little sister's like, well, if you would have just played Polly Pocket, none of this would have happened.
She probably killed the possum herself.
Oh my God, she probably did. She plotted.
How
she
did the
planned.
possum get to the attic?
It's probably been there for a while. Moved in, has a little lamp and a little reading area, a little area rug.
Keep going.
Okay. I began crying uncontrollably in the shower while my mom stripped the bed sheets, and my annoying little sister, she was still asking if I could play with her. Girl, read the room. We heard my brother scream from the attic, followed by loud noises of a commotion. The possum, still alive, was charging while hissing at my dad and my brother.
Oh, poor possum. He doesn't even know. He's scared.
No, he probably is. He's like, I'm literally shocked. My bladder's empty though. But like, why are these two strangers are coming to get me when I was literally minding my biz?
That possum is so camper coded. We're always shitting and pissing ourselves here. And like, the possum's like, I know the podcast. I'm going to end up on it.
I know it's Nana for sure. They handled the situation, and that little piss prince also cut through the phone line. Looks like we couldn't even order post-possum pizza to cheer us up. To this day, every time I see a possum, I think of that chaotic day. And my family still loves to tell the story during gatherings.
Of course they do. No one has this story.
No, this is absolutely wild. A possum peed on you.
This is from the ceiling.
From the ceiling.
This is an original experience. I don't think anyone has had this happen to them before.
And if they have, Godspeed. While at camp, I'll stick to indoor activities like bracelet making or maybe a talent show. Love the show. Thanks for creating a space where I can pretend I'm at camp and never have to encounter a possum. And then in parentheses, opossum? Question mark. Signing off, the camper in cabinet trying to figure out the correct spelling of possum.
I don't know either.
I don't know it either.
I don't know it either. And I don't like opossum. It's like opossum. No, it's not. When I think about Christmas.
Possum tree, oh possum tree,
Oh, possum piss, oh, possum piss. How lovely are your drippings.
Ew, not the dripping.
No, that was crazy. Thank you for sharing that. And actually, that will stay with me. I'll keep that close to my heart. I'm actually gonna save space for this story.
No, I think you need to save space for the story and the lyrics of this, because that's just what we're doing is we're saving money and we're saving space. And that's that on that.
Well, what a fantastic episode. What a nice little bow on the end of it of possum piss. I can't. I actually don't know how I'm going to like keep going throughout the day now, knowing this knowledge of possum piss.
That was wild. It was not going where I thought it was going.
No.
I thought it was going to be a haunted house story. I'm like, oh my God, is it ectoplasm? And it wasn't. It was possum piss.
Possum plasma.
Possum plasm. But if you want us to read your stories, you can write into this very program. You can go to campcounselorspodcast.com or send us an email, campcounselorspod@gmail.com.
And as always, please rate and review our show 5 stars and share it with another friend so we can add a couple more campers to your cabin. Thank you so much for participating and having fun with us. We'll see you Wednesday. We'll see you next week. And with that being said, lights out, campers.